Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you the second set from SK Telecom 1 versus Woongjin Stars. So, in that first game, we saw Bisu come back from a loss of his 12 Nexus, coming back to beat Piano. And I'm sure if you were a Woongjin Star fan, you had to be watching that game, and as soon as that 12 Dex went down, I even thought that Piano just had a huge lead and would have been able to pull something out and find a way to take down the great Bisu. But Bisu showing why he is quite possibly the best player in the world, and coming back to win that game after that early setback, playing out of this world. So this game is going to be on Tornado. This is going to be the great legendary Hyuk versus Kwanro, or Gangyu as he's sometimes known as well. Kwanro is he's a pretty solid player, always known for his highly aggressive style. And in terms of ZVZ, I think Kwanro that is an advantage in terms of a stylistic advantage in terms of playing very aggressive. I think in ZVZ being aggressive is definitely an advantageous position for you. And here we're going to get a little bit of a map preview. This is Tornado, and once again, like the last map, I don't really know the new maps at all. This is that's a crazy looking map. Those are some weird ridges. I think that if you look on the map, right outside of each of the main bases, which are the huge platforms, you have a natural to the counterclockwise, and then right outside of that, there's a like a hill there, almost looking like it's I don't know, like if you're going on the offense against someone and you were trying to take down their natural expansion, a Terran player could probably take that hill and just make like a forward command post, almost like a forward attack zone, and from there can venture out. So that hill I could see as being very important, but probably won't be a big deal here since this is a ZVZ match. So we got Kwanro, who I said was very aggressive, and I like him a lot. I think he's very fun to watch. Then we've got the great Hyuk, known more than anything else for hyuking it up. When your name becomes a verb, that's when you know you've either done something great or something bad. And hyuking it up is pretty much what he's known for, because he has a tendency to get into an advantageous position through either some good macro or some good micro, and get himself into a good spot in a game, and somehow always finds a way to lose, whether it's he's unable to deal with a multitask, or if he just has a failure in micro or macro. But there's always, not always, but it seems like a lot of times something terrible happens and he screws it up. But you have to remember that last season in the Pro League Finals, he did take down Jaedong in, there's ZVZ, there's like JVZ, Jaedong versus Zerg, and then there's like Hyuk versus Jaedong, HVJ, and somehow Hyuk won. And I have no idea how. I have no idea how Jaedong could possibly allow himself to lose to Hyuk, but he did, and that was one of the great, I don't even know, great upsets really in Pro League last year. Was Hyuk taking down Jaedong, and Jaedong not winning any games against SKT1 in the finals there. So Hyuk doesn't always come up bad. He does find a ways at times to win some games. He doesn't have the worst win percentage in the world, He does win games every now and then, so let's give him a little bit of credit where it's due. But I'm just trying to get a look here. Look at their ZVZ records. It looks like Kwanro is 52%, and Hyuk is 53%, almost 54%. So maybe Hyuk even has a better ZVZ ranking than Kwanro, although both of them, they're very close, even in terms of games played, so I wouldn't really give either of them a huge advantage in this matchup. But I am going to be favoring Kwanro on this. I think Kwanro is definitely, without a doubt, the better overall player in terms of his other matchups. So I'm going to favor Kwanro overall, but Hyuk, you never know. If he can take down Jaedong, he can take down anyone. So we're going to have Hyuk in yellow. He's going to be starting at the bottom left position, and then we're going to have Kwanro starting in the top left in teal. Yeah, teal. This is a 4-player map. It looks like both players are going to start off by scouting in the incorrect direction. Kwanro scouting to the top right, and Hyuk scouting to the bottom right. So it's going to be a while before either player gets into any sort of an advantage here. And this is different than a lot of other ZVZ matchups. If you remember from last season, we saw so many ZVZ matchups that but they were always on 2- and 3-player maps, like Neo Medusa or Outsider or Destination or Heartbreak Ridge even. All of them are 2- and 3-player maps. So in a ZVZ, there is no real way to hide what you're doing because of how quickly the overlords are getting there. Even if you're incorrect, you get an overlord. You get your second overlord there. However, because this is a 4-player map, it could actually be some time before a player gets a scout off. Obviously, there will be absolutely no drone scouting by either player. We're going to see a 9 pool here from Hyuk. I believe that was Hyuk, yeah. He went for a 9 pull, and we'll see what Kwanro decides to do here. But because of that, you know, you really can maybe get away with doing a little bit more in terms of going for 12 pools, going for 12 hatches. It's more of a possibility here than it is in possibly other on other maps. We really don't have time in order to get away with something like that. It's scouted out too early, and it looks like it's good. This is going to be a 12 hatch from Kwanro, and Hyuk went for a 9 pull with gas, so this is going to be a speedling build for Hyuk. Very likely that should be a speedling build. His first 100 gas will likely be for that. It could be for a quick layer, but usually you don't go for a 9 pool if you're going for a quick layer. 9 pool is generally used for an aggressive opening.